Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Carol in the City video update for January 2010. And I'm going to keep it as brief as possible this time. And I just wanted to share just briefly about New Year's Eve outreach, which was from December 28th through January 1st. I had to rush back from home with family for Christmas and started off with this great outreach once we got back. And we had teams from Ohio, North Carolina, a few people from Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, even a couple from Brazil. And we just had an awesome week. And the first day I went with a team to Tompkins Square Park, and we did our usual serving with the poor out there. And then the second day, I went with the group to Love Kitchen in the Bronx, and we served lunch there in the soup kitchen. And then after that night, kind of a whirlwind, we headed to Rockefeller Center to Christmas Carol around the Christmas tree. And then after that, we prayer walked the Times Square area. Our whole group did. And just to prepare the way for the Lord for the next night, which we gave out tons of free hot chocolate and gave out tons of prayer to whoever who needed or wanted, and I also helped refer a few people to shelters as the weather's been pretty cold for New York this time of year. And a cool testimony from Rockefeller Center is we were Christmas caroling, and I turned around and I noticed this family behind me, and I happened to ask them where they're from, and it turns out they're from Minnesota. And I'm like, no way, I'm from Minnesota. and I said, well, where do you live? What town? And they're like, Roseville. And Roseville is actually right next to New Brighton, which is where I'm from. So I was so amazed to meet somebody from there. And I kept talking to him a little bit more, and all of a sudden I noticed that the man's jacket, it said Bethel University, which Bethel is where I graduated from in December 2003. And I was just shocked. He didn't start working there until after I had graduated, but I was just so shocked to meet them, and you know, we know some of the same people from there, and we just had a great talk, and we were able to pray for one another. And that's the first time that I've met somebody from my hometown, basically, in the 6 years that I've been here, because it's officially been 6 years, and now I'm starting my 7th here at Street Life. So that's a little quick highlight there. And then so that about wraps up what happened there briefly, and everybody took off on New Year's Day, and we had a great time, and it was so cool to meet everybody, and they enjoyed themselves and learned a lot from the Lord. And next, I just wanted to share a couple of brief prayer requests, and that first of all, the step van is in need of some major repairs, so please be praying for that situation. And it's hard to find parts, and it's going to be costly too, so please be praying for that. We greatly appreciate that. And then also, Don't Walk By starts January 9th, and we'll go through every Saturday until February 6th. And we'll be out walking the streets of New York City, searching for homeless and offering them a hot meal and helping them take the next steps if they're desiring for a rehab or program or anything like that. Even basic needs like medical needs or detox or anything like that. We'll be out there, and it's multiple ministries are part of this, and so it's a community effort, and so please keep that in prayer as well. And then also, Brazil is coming up, and we're still trying to finalize the team and finalize the money, finalize everything. So please just keep praying for that as well. And then lastly, on a more personal note, I just really appreciate prayers for my family. We're in the middle of a situation, and we just really, I'd really appreciate your prayers for my family, and so thank you for that. And Happy New Year once again, and thank you for taking the time to listen. And I hope to talk to you soon or hear from you soon. Take care. Bye.